On the other side of the city, the small alien who narrowly escaped earlier reappears. Under his control, the massive alien mothership that has hovered silently in the sky for years finally activates. A thunderous roar shakes the air, shattering every window within kilometers. The mothership begins moving rapidly toward District 9. At the same time, the alien mech stored inside the gangster camp suddenly powers on. The gangsters open fire immediately, but their bullets are effortlessly frozen midair, then fired straight back at them. In seconds, the entire gang is wiped out. Wikus raises his hands in terror, expecting death, but instead, the mech opens its cockpit, inviting him inside. The story begins when a colossal alien spaceship suddenly appears above Earth. At first, humanity panics, believing an invasion has begun, but after months of waiting, nothing happens. Driven by curiosity, humans force their way inside. What they find shocks everyone. The ship's interior is filthy and broken. The aliens inside, resembling giant prawns, are malnourished and sick. There is no luxury, no advanced civilization. This isn't a warship. It's a refugee vessel. Out of humanitarian concern, the aliens are relocated to a fenced zone called District 9, under military control. 20 years pass, the mothership still hangs above the city. Investigations reveal that the ship's command module detached during arrival and vanished. Meanwhile, the alien population grows rapidly. District 9 can no longer support them. Human-alien conflicts escalate, especially after alien weapons are discovered. To the public, the aliens are trash-eating vermin. Their culture is seen as violent and primitive. Under public pressure, the government hands control of District 9 to a private corporation specializing in alien affairs. Their solution: relocate all aliens to a new camp. Wikus works for this company. After marrying into upper management, he climbs the corporate ladder quickly. Now, he's put in charge of the relocation project. Officially, it's a peaceful resettlement. In reality, it's a violent eviction. Enforced by mercenaries, aliens are tricked into signing relocation forms. Touching the paper counts as consent. If they resist, they're met with gunfire. The aliens' favorite food is canned cat food, often used to bribe them. If they fight back, mercenaries burn their eggs with flamethrowers. Wikus watches, excited, as explosions echo through District 9. But aliens aren't the only ones living there. A powerful local gang trades cat food for alien weapons. That's exactly what the company wants. These weapons are devastating, but can only be activated using alien DNA. The gang leader believes consuming alien flesh will give him that power. Meanwhile, a particularly intelligent alien is scavenging junk with his son. After years of work, he finally extracts a single drop of refined alien fuel, his life's achievement. The protagonist's team arrives. The alien creates a distraction while preparing to escape. Wikus sneaks into the shack and discovers a hidden lab full of alien technology. He finds the fuel, opens it, and is sprayed with black liquid. At first, nothing seems wrong. He continues working, but later, he grows sick, vomiting violently. Soon, horrifying changes begin. Black fluid leaks from his nose. His fingernails fall off. At home, during a celebration, he collapses. When he wakes, doctors unwrap his bandages, revealing his hand has mutated into an alien limb. Security is called. He's bagged, transported, and taken to a secret lab. There, he discovers the truth. The company has been performing live experiments on aliens for years. Now, he's the test subject. They force him to fire alien weapons using electric shocks. Aliens are used as live targets. No matter how he begs, they're executed. His father-in-law is thrilled. The protagonist's body is the key to alien weapons. The final step is dissection. Before it happens, survival instinct kicks in. He escapes. Hunted, framed as contagious, abandoned by society, he has only one place left to go. District 9, exhausted, broken, and slowly transforming, he collapses among the ruins, and that's where his real transformation begins. He wandered around scavenging scraps of trash just to fill his stomach, but it was never enough to satisfy his hunger. Eventually, like the other prawns, he had no choice but to go to the gang to trade for food. To his own shock, he found himself developing a taste for cat food. But as he ate, something felt wrong. His teeth were starting to fall out one by one. Realizing his condition was rapidly worsening, the man decided to cut off his mutated arm, hoping it might stop the transformation from spreading. After a moment of hesitation, he chose to start by chopping off just one finger. When the axe came down, the pain made him scream in agony. Just as he was about to continue, several patrol aircraft flew overhead. Forcing him to hide, by sheer coincidence, he stumbled back into the big prawn's hideout. Watching helicopters circle outside, he begged the prawn to save him. As the prawn hesitated, the man noticed the room was filled with advanced alien equipment. He moved closer to investigate, but suddenly collapsed again. When he woke up, he found himself deep underground. This was the alien mothership's command center, the one that had mysteriously disappeared years ago. During their conversation, the small prawn accidentally revealed their long-hidden plan to escape Earth. Everything had been ready, but the fuel they had spent 20 years collecting was taken by the man. The big prawn explained that if the man could reach a civilian hospital on the surface, their medical technology might be able to heal his arm. He asked the man to help retrieve the fuel. Torn by hesitation, the man delayed until night fell and the mutation spread across his chest and back. At that moment, he received a call from his wife, her voice filled with tears. Finally, he made up his mind to take the risk. What they didn't know was that the company had been monitoring the call and had already pinpointed his location. The next morning, the man went to the gang to buy weapons. The gang leader wasn't interested in money, he was fascinated by the man's mutation and ordered his men to cut off the man's arm. At the critical moment, the man accidentally touched an alien weapon. The prawn DNA inside his body instantly activated it, unleashing devastating power that wiped out the surrounding gang members. The gang leader felt no fear. This was the power he had always dreamed of. Using the alien weapon as leverage, the man managed to escape. Meanwhile, the mercenaries tracked him down. Unaware of what was coming, they arrived just as the man and the big prawn stormed the research facility together. Fighting their way through, they reached the lab, where the man successfully recovered the fuel. As they prepared to leave, the big prawn saw the truth: prawn bodies everywhere, dissected and slaughtered. Overcome with grief, he froze. Security forces rushed in, forcing the man to fight while desperately trying to snap the prawn out of it. His words finally worked. They blasted through a wall, hijacked a vehicle, and raced back to District 9. On the way, the man asked how long it would take to cure him once they returned to the mothership. The answer was 3 years. After witnessing the horrors of the lab, the big prawn decided he had to save his people first, otherwise, all prawns on Earth would become test subjects. Enraged, the man knocked the prawn unconscious and rushed into the command pod with the fuel. With the help of the prawn child, he launched the pod toward the mothership. But the mercenaries arrived in time, captured the big prawn, and shot the pod down with a missile. The man was taken alive. Unbeknownst to them, a prawn child was hiding nearby, and the entire scene was witnessed by the gang leader. While the man was being transported, the gang launched an ambush. Though poorly equipped, their numbers overwhelmed the mercenaries. The man was dragged before the leader, who demanded the secret of mutation. At the same time, the mothership's movement drew global attention. Government helicopters gave chase as it hovered over District 9. Seeing the prawn being beaten, the man chose to fight back. He entered the mech suit and charged out. Though briefly intimidated by the mercenary commander, the man turned back when he heard the order to execute the prawn. He unleashed the mech's full firepower, driving the mercenaries into retreat. Escorting the prawn toward the command pod, he fought through relentless attacks. Though unwilling to kill humans, the mercenaries showed no mercy. Under heavy fire, the mech was eventually destroyed. Knowing what he had to do, the man made his final choice. Under his cover, the big prawn and his child reached the command pod. A blue beam shot from the mothership as the pod ascended. The mercenary leader fired one last rocket, only to be stopped by the man. Moments later, he was struck down. As the pod safely docked, the man collapsed. Surrounded by prawns, the mercenary leader was torn apart. The mothership slowly departed under humanity's gaze. The man vanished from the world, fully transformed into a prawn. Yet he never forgot his wife. He would craft roses from cat food cans and quietly leave them at her door. She believed, with all her heart, that they were from her husband. the ending leaves endless questions. Would the big prawn return after 3 years? And if he did, would he bring salvation or destruction?